Look at this market. What's happening? Everything is in red. Yesterday, most of the silver miners bounced back. Today, they're back again down. Back up, back down. Just like up and down like a yo-yo. It's exactly playing that way. This is a scalping market, I rather say. But I'm not a scalper. Maybe once in a while, I'll just pick something that makes sense. Short-term trading, basically. I'm here picking up for long-term, at least 1 to 3 year hold or longer. And the ones I've shown you yesterday, the miners, very risky. So please act according to your risk tolerance and whatever makes sense in your situation. I'll do my best to give you as sound advice, friendly advice, I rather say, as much as possible. The stuff that I would give it to myself or my family. All right, but hear me out. I can't predict things. Okay, I'm not God or not even close to that kind of source. Just a human being trying to make sense out of things logically, so we can collectively make better decision. That's about it. All right, trying to make sense from experiences, experiments, and that's about it. Let's learn together. Gold sitting at 4,853, still decent enough compared to most of the other whatever market or stock, or let's say crypto, which is insane right now. This is Bitcoin right now, sitting at 65,000. What are the chances, right? Yeah, I called out selling my Bitcoin stash. And ironically, just want to show you this real quick. All right. This is my last so-called Bitcoin. Remember I said I sold most of it? I just have a tiny, which is worth less than $1,000 right now. It's on Kraken. I'm about to sell. It's literally I was on a sell limit right here. Sell limit, $85,000. It's sitting at 65,000. 20,000 down. This quick. And Andrew Tate happens to buy Bitcoin. JP Morgan thinks it's the best time to buy Bitcoin right now. Why do they care so much for us right now? And why does it even matter? If they buy Bitcoin and lose money, why does it matter to us? Or if they win money, right? This is again another distraction. They can lose. Can you afford to lose? If that's the case, then sure. If you have enough liquidity lying around, go for it. In this episode, I don't have any particular topic. The whole market is tanking like a yo-yo, literally up and down. And then the White House posted this. Without getting too political, not surprised. Meme rules the world. This is the world we live in right now, memes. For the first time in 5 years, a majority of Americans say their personal finances are improving. This is just the beginning of the Trump economic boom. Majority of Americans, that's you, they're talking about, not me. I don't see anything improving yet, but that's definitely you all, for sure, right? 62% say their personal finances are getting better. 62%? And I'm not going to even check on the comments. Justin, Tom Lee's Bitmine ETH investment is currently at how many zeros are there? 8 billion unrealized loss. And Michael Saylor is supposed to have income, what was that? Earning report today? A live webinar? And was his birthday yesterday? Man, what a way to celebrate birthday. Trump's World Liberty just sold 73 wrap BTC, which is about 5 million at 69,000. And everyone's like celebrating. Dude, that's just a chump change. 5 million. Yeah, like everybody has that much money lying around. 5 million. And this is exactly how we lose all the time, most of us. Because we don't value currency. Let's rephrase. Because fiat is losing value. All right, here where I'm gonna give you my 2 cents. But prior to that, I want to share something real quick. Mental prep for stackers. If you are holding, by the way, if you're holding any stock, please revalue your portfolio right now. This is NVDA, not extremely bad, but sure, this is NVDA. You have Palantir, Google. Everything is taking a beating right now to some level, and especially the mineral. I don't know what just happened. Announces mineral reserve. And then the next day things tank. It's supposed to be good. It doesn't end up being good. Nobody can predict anything. All right. Like I said, if they do, you're being a victim to that whatever system. So please take a step back and reevaluate your portfolio. Hold some and skim some. You got to trim some of the losers. And when do you sell at a loss? I'm going to give you a real life like use case just in a bit, or a personal. And it hurts to say this. This is Palantir. You can't make this up. From $208 to $130. Michael Burry is shorting for a reason. And most of the stock. Just keeping a couple of them out. This is HIMS. Just a few days ago, I would say, a couple of days back, there are people talking about buying HIMS at $30 because it's so undervalued. Maybe it is, but right now it's sitting at $23. Now it seems like more juicier. Tomorrow it could go to 20. Very, very much more juicier, right? Hence, you have to do your research. Again, risk tolerance. So keeping all this aside, let me read this real quick. Mental prep for stackers. If a silver price floor is coming, expect one last thing first. Shorts will likely push harder than before, ever before. It's set. Not because they're confident, but because time is running out. This phase can look ugly. Sudden sell-offs, paper volatility, bearish headlines. That's not failure. That's the final extraction of weak hands. Floors are poured after pressure peaks, my bad. Floors are poured after pressure peaks, not before. If you understand the setup, you don't panic. You hold, you wait. Pretty similar views from Don Durrett. Check this out. The S&P 500 is at 6882, so in near term, as long as that holds, gold and silver will trend higher. Gold started the year at 4,350, ripped to 5,600, then corrected to 4,400 in 2 days, and is currently trading at 5,014 spot. The correction appears to be over. That was 20% correction. Silver has a similar story, but with more volatility. That's real, because right now, at this very moment, silver is trading at $76. Last night, it was at 80 something. Again, look at this, 75. This doesn't look like normal chart, just like a meme. I literally said not too long ago, hey, if this was a meme, I would have looked the other way and ran. But depending on your buy price, if you're holding the right token and you bought in at a decent time, then you're fine, right? You just hold on to it. I got into silver, if you remember. I was stacking, I did unboxing videos, mystery boxes. Go back 1.5 to 2 years back. So if you bought anywhere below 50, as long as it stays above 50, you're fine. And I want to discuss a little bit about physical versus the so-called miners and buying the paper silver just in a bit, okay? So silver, 75, and if this doesn't recover, miners will kind of stay stagnant. And most of my money, I rotated from Bitcoin to miners. And yes, I'm down a bit today, but overall, if I held BTC, that would have been more disastrous, all right? Crazy, I know. But anyway, now coming back to this. So we wait for what? For the S&P to roll over and die. That's the last battle. The right move is to ride the train. Make sure you read from here. Until that battle is fought, we will have potential headwinds. A deep correction ahead. Yes, gold and silver can trend higher before that battle occurs, but it's coming. The right move is to ride the train, hold your gold and silver miners, and buy the dips. I bought the dip in October and this one, and I will buy the next one as well. The last dip took 4 weeks to recover. This one might take longer because it was so sharp. We need gold to reach 5,600 and silver 121. Regaining those levels won't happen quickly. Sadly, this is the year that America dies as a nation. This just broke my heart. And I'm going to expand on this on some other topic, okay? Some other, day, other topic. Sadly, this is the year that America dies as a nation. I'm calling it the end of American greatness, and it's worse than that because we won't recover. What comes next if the breakup of the country? What comes next if the breakup of the country? That breakup will take a few years to unfold, but the eventual outcome will become apparent by year's end. There is nothing that can be done to prevent it. This has been a fight accompli for some time now. I've known it since 1989, but now you're starting to figure it out. Once we went against economic principles and adopted MMT, it was only a matter of time before our demise. It comes down to the simple truth. You can't print prosperity. We have been living on borrowed time since our debt load exceeded our ability to pay. This is very accurate. And if you are a millionaire, a multi-billionaire, you don't have to worry about this. But it should hurt. Whatever the amount of money you make, as long as you're a patriot, this should be concerning. If you love your country, this should be concerning. Because yeah, you can live in your palace in a dystopian world, whatever, but seeing the rest of the citizens falling apart, that should hurt. And that's exactly what it means by the death of America. Ray Dalio didn't need the esoteric sources that I used to figure this out. He has been screaming that a new monetary order is unfolding. He can see it as clear as day. Wall Street can't. And the mainstream can't. Because they listen to the Wall Street narratives. However, the party is over. And this doesn't sound good, but rather be realistic than ignorant. And that's why I'm presenting this to you. Now, I'm going to give you my 2 cents. And please, take it or leave it. That's all on you. But this is like literally true story. All right. When you sell at a loss, my dad wanted to help me a bit. So what he did, told me, hey, can you get back your Robinhood? I'm gonna put $10,000 in it. I think it was like 15, 11,000, $11,000 in it, and I'm just gonna day trade and see if I can help you with some couple of extra $1,000. I'm like, Dad, listen, you're good in trading and all that stuff. Fine, you've done that in the past, stock and all. It's not the same anymore. Things have changed. I'm not too sure about shorting and longing way back when you guys were involved. Now it's not the same. And on top, you're dealing with Robinhood, which has a lot of bunch of stuff listed. Crypto, a lot of scamsies and a lot of stuff. You have no idea. No. I'm seeing my friends, neighbors around, all these people, they're holding Doge, buying Bitcoin for the kids and stuff. I'll do it. Just give it to me. I'm like, Dad, okay, whatever you want. And then he bought Pengu. He bought a bunch of stuff. He was up and down, pretty much decent. $1,000 up. He was happy. He was buying the same stuff a few times. He thought he could make it. Not too long ago, he bought Pengu. And no kidding, I want to show you this chart here, okay? So Pengu literally went down. First, where is Pengu? It just hurts. It really hurts. It really hurts, man. All right? You see this here? This is Pengu right now. So he bought it somewhere here, right? Somewhere here, I think. Where is it? Oh my God. He bought it somewhere. Where is this? Here. All right? Somewhere in this line. He bought it and then he sold it. He bought it. He sold it. Now he bought it. Before selling, it dipped. Then it dipped. Then it dipped. Recently, when I asked him what happened, he says, I'm down $5,000. I'm like, you're down 5,000? Don't you think it's a good time to get rid of the bag, which may not recover? And by the way, I'm talking about losing money, which is pathetic. I hate losing money. Whether it's his money or mine, it's my money. It's our money. It sucks. Especially when you have loans and stuff, it sucks. So, Dad, you want to sell at a loss, 5,000? No, I can't sell at a loss. Are you kidding me? All right, I just moved on. If he sold, it would be just at a loss of 5,000 maybe. More than 50% dropped, 100% kind of. So when do you sell at a loss? Man, I really don't know. I really don't know because crypto is a different ball game. People don't realize that crypto can go to 0.0001 to whatever level. You want to see something? Veritone? I still remember Veritone. This thing was... No, not Veritone. What do you call that? VRA. Veracity. This is Veracity. If you really watch this, I'm trying to give you everything. This is Veracity. Held at one point thousands of dollars. I still remember. It went to 6 cents, 8 cents, all-time high, 8 cents. Look at the chart here. Look at the chart and trajectory of this thing. You know where it's sitting at? Do you see this number here? Can you even read this? From 8 cents to 0.000751. Look at the decimals there. That's crypto. It doesn't go to zero whole number. It'll go to infinity at a point where it's going to cost you a lot more in fees to take out the money. Hey, you want to trade this at a loss? Yeah, I'm going to get 1 cent, but I have to pay $10 in fees to get that 1 cent out. Can you imagine? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not making this up. So I can't tell you what to sell, what to buy. It's all on you. You make the decision. I'm just trying to show you and present as accurately as possible. And this is where we are right now. So again, now quick question. Man, when do we buy the dip? Do we buy the crypto dip? Do we buy the Bitcoin dip? I'm not touching BTC anymore. It's just not my thing. I'm just tired of it. I'm rotated into miners and I'm not going back. And this stock, maybe real estate down the road, real stuff. I want to focus on real businesses, make some money and all this stuff, right? Now comes the real question. First of all, man, nobody has the money. Dry powder. How do you get the dry powder to buy the dip? Don't worry. Relax. Not everybody has that thing lying around. You see on Twitter, X, to YouTube, all the big players. Hey, I'm buying the dip. Andrew Tate buying $2 million of Bitcoin. Let them do whatever they want. Play the game according to your level right now. All right, we are in different time zones and different levels. So play according to that. If you don't have anything, I always said, focus on making more money. Income. Try to figure out how to get more income. Stash, and then we can deploy later on. This is the time you focus. Forget about what just went. It's gone. There's nothing we can do. It's just also a self-reminder, literally. All right, that's one thing. Second, dude, why would you even earn fiat if fiat is losing value, right? Dude, reserve. This is dollar. You take this dollar, go anywhere in the USA, 300 million people, whatever citizens, they will all accept it. It's not disappearing. Peter Schiff said the same thing. In simple terms, there was one guy who said, a treasury guy, hey, I take my bonus in gold. That makes sense. Which means he supports gold and all because of devaluation. But you still need money to buy food. Real example. I don't buy that much snacks. Okay, I don't buy snacks. I don't have snacks lying around. It's crazy. I know. There are reasons behind it. Okay, sometimes I do it purpose. I have a purpose behind it. Sometimes intentionally. Sometimes it's not. It's just lazy, I guess. I don't know. At night, all of a sudden I'm working. I'm hungry. All right, just wanted to have some snack or whatever. I'm looking at around my place. Guess what I find? I find bars of silver and coins. Silver coin lying around. I'm looking at silver. I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I can't eat that silver. Can I trade that silver for food? I would love to do that. But why would I use that physical to trade? That's when you need the fiat, the liquid money, to buy stuff around you for livelihood, for buying food, for your kids, buying toys, materialistic stuff. And you stack silver gold to make you feel like royalty. Not to feel like a goyim. Not to feel like Jeffrey's goyim. Simple. All right, Peter Schiff. I have to buy a boat, and the boat requires a captain. I have to pay salary. That's why I have to keep fiat. But I'm taking my bonuses and everything in gold and silver. That's where it's at. Makes sense? So I had to explain the dry powder issue. I had to explain the selling at loss when it doesn't make sense. Dude, but if you sell Penguin at a loss, what if it comes back up? That's up to you. If you think it's going to go back up based on whatever narratives you're fed, and also, oh yeah, it's going to go back up. When? 20 years later? 20 years later, it goes back up to a level where inflation has skyrocketed. What's that value to me anymore? See that? Time is the ultimate game. When you get in the game, it also matters. If you got into Pengu way back below whatever it's right now, then you're fine. So talked about when to sell at a loss. I talked about the dry powder issue. Make money as much as possible. Don't care about what people are talking about. Hey, your dollar is losing value, so buy my cryptocurrency. Exchange. Hey, buy gold because your dollar is losing value. No. Gold and silver has reasoning. But don't just exchange because of losing value. Understand exactly what's happening before you do any of the shenanigans. Just want to share everything, okay? 18 minutes long, unedited version. Please, just a friendly advice. All I can tell you right now is just stay calm. I mean, the moment I'm done with this video, I'm going to go crazy. Like, yeah, calm. I'm like, stay calm. Try to stay calm. Yes, try to stay calm. Take care of your family. All right, that matters the most. Talk to your neighbors around. Take care of your pets. And try to figure out money-making games. Whether it's from 9 to 5, side hustles, which we can discuss down the road, and whatever makes sense. And then hold on to cash like Warren Buffett. And then when slowly we'll inject and deploy. Make more money, rotate it, pay bills, buy real estate, buy mansions, buy a lot more gold and silver, pass it over to your kids and your grandkids, and live Gucci.